Hello everyone and welcome to yet another live coding and chill. It's Next.js Chill. Today we'll be doing Next.js stuff. We are revamping my own blog that you should be able to see on my browser here. That's the old blog, it's still Next.js, but now we're gonna revamp it into Next.js 13, 13.3, 13 point whatever else Next.js will be at by the time we're done with this. Lots of new features that will be added. We've already added dark mode, we've already added server-side components relay, which we've discussed the impact on user experience. It doesn't look as good as my blog, but the biggest thing that's missing from that today is these icons at the top surface of the screen. Quickly, you see that I have these nice hoverable icons where you can go to the YouTube channel, the Instagram, wherever else, the GitHub repos. Those we do not have on the new site. We don't have much on the site. We can't go live with this, but we will. Just a few more episodes and I think we'll be at our MVP. So, importing SVGs can be tricky with Next.js. If you're doing it with a webpack, you should be able to follow this video by yours truly. That's me. That's me back in London in a fantastic high-rise flat that had an amazing view that I sometimes still share on these streams and more. Most of all, it's for you. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for keeping me company as I do this work. And I do experience some React fatigue, but Carousel and Next.js have been doing so much cool stuff. And of course, it's still the key play in the industry, React. So I want to keep tabs on this. That's why I'm not doing SvelteKit, but stay tuned on Fridays, we'll keep doing more SvelteKit stuff. So, today we will be doing more on my Blogfolio. We will be importing SVGs for sure, maybe doing the React typing and messaging, which we've done before. But I also want to discuss like huge Vercel news bombs that have dropped. So Vercel Storage. Vercel is a company that's not making its money with the free tiers, but by getting, I guess, developers excited to work with Vercel and all those things that they have out for free. And then those developers convince their companies to use Vercel, and then they get really, really expensive. And now they've released 3 more products, all storage related, that I think will make individual developer life easier, and therefore those people are going to be trying to get them in and get their companies to pay big bucks for it. If you do it yourself, then you will be able to do it cheaper as a company. Then you have to factor in how Google is it, how many engineers will I need to maintain my own Postgres database, migrations, all that. It depends. It's quite tricky. There's a lot to be said about batteries included in your frameworks. I've always said I wish React was even more opinionated with how to use it. A bit more like full-fledged frameworks like Laravel, Django, or even Ruby on Rails. And Next.js has been doing some of that. I still think they can be more opinionated. And of course, if Vercel, the company behind Next.js, has more things they provide that they can charge you for, of course they'll be more opinionated how you working on these. Although, I do think they are working together with other companies to provide this Vercel solution, even though behind the scenes it's something else. So Vercel TV or key value is Vercel Redis, very fast JavaScript solution. Redis is one of the highest developer satisfaction services, and it's super fast, super reliable, and they're using it through AppSnap. So I have used AppSnap before, and I would be excited to use it through Vercel option as well. Probably not for this project, my blog project doesn't really need it. At this point, we'll see. I have the Hello World app, which is using AppSnap, and I've been happy with it. The problem with Redis solutions is that they can be hard to connect to things deployed on JS, but that's a completely different topic that I may get into in the future. They also have Vercel Postgres. You may remember I've done quite a few streams using Supabase. I've used Supabase a lot in my projects, and now they're saying they're powered by Neon. So this Neon company service SaaS business, I have an account before, I've been doing my research. I won't be using Vercel Postgres today, but maybe I do think that my blog content, I will keep having it stored as Markdown, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be Postgres. I will need a Postgres database to do some sort of user authentication stuff, like a login flow, so you can like the posts, and I don't know, maybe have some support style solution, like Patreon style solution. Who knows? We'll see that in the future. And now I was thinking I'd use Supabase like usual, but I do want to investigate Neon, and of course the Vercel integration with Neon. How easy it is, I'm looking excited. I'm very excited to try it out in the future. Probably using Prisma as the adapter, as the ORM kind of tool to make your Postgres management and querying easier with TypeScript. And Vercel Blob, it seems to be a big bucket where you can put in images and profile pictures and all of that. I don't know when I'll be using it. I guess if we use Postgres for the articles, which seems unlikely, we'd need a place to store the thumbnails as well. But if I have like user accounts, maybe we'll be able to use it in the future. I always try to make my streams and videos be real products, real things that I do, usually for clients even, and not just my own stuff. So if there is no need for something, I won't do a real need for a product that I'm building to use something. I won't shoehorn it in. So for now, none of the exciting new things that Vercel is announcing is gonna make it to this stream, I don't think. But maybe on Friday I will switch from using AppStats for this Hello There app, the ChatGPT powered greeting app. Maybe I'll make it use the Vercel solution. Is using AppStats itself. Maybe via Vercel it's gonna be easier. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it this Friday stream. But enough of the future. Today we will be importing SVGs. Have a look at this video. The link is in the comments. I still think it's pretty good, if I may say so myself. We will not go through the video because hopefully I can't remember how this whole thing works. But we'll also try to make it work with TurboPack, which last time I tried, the SVG Go library that we'll be using to import SVGs in Next.js did not work with TurboPack, even though in the docs they do say that they've tested it and works with that. So I don't know, we'll get to it and see if it works. We may have some TypeScript problems as well, which we will resolve, and then if all of that goes well, we'll be doing the type and animation, which there's another video that I've made as well. You can have a look if we don't get to that. And lots of other things we will be able to do, probably not today, but we'll never get to even the main agenda if we don't start coding. So let's get to it now. Let's set up my 25-minute timer, because I will be rambling even more if I don't take breaks. And let's do this. So, importing SVGs. Do we have any SVGs to import in this app? Not yet. We have an SVG for the theme toggle thingy we have here, but I did make this as a React component. Mostly, well, because I didn't want to bother with importing SVGs just yet, but also because there were some styles that I wanted to import and not have them in the same file, so I figured it would be just easier to have it done like this. But maybe we will switch eventually. Don't know why we get this this TypeScript error as well for the CSS import. That thing should have been resolved by the Next.js config, but we will be messing for the Next.js config soon, so we'll see what we do. So first, besides the about link, I would want an outbound link to the YouTube channel. So the idea is we'll have the YouTube channel who knows what the link is going to be, find out. But instead of spelling out YouTube, we'll have the YouTube icon there. We want to drive people to the YouTube channel. And in the footer as well, my face is hiding. But at the bottom we have the main key links. If they're gonna bounce from inside, at least top, instead of spelling it out, we will be using a nice icon so we can put more stuff there, and we'll still have accessible titles and that sort of thing. So it will be accessible. So the link to the channel, I can look at my old site to see what that is. And I wonder if I have like the new style. Apparently not. Because it is an outbound link that I want to open in a new window, I do put target blank. If you do that, you need to put the rel open and refer as well. You should get an explicit warning. If you don't do that, ES linked, ES link solution. And the Parallel for now, I don't think we'll need to use it. That's how we'll resolve things as well. And this should be linked into the YouTube channel. And you can confirm here, but also now YouTube also does at theme crickets, for example, when you get there. That's just more readable. So actually link to this. Alright, so this should link to the YouTube channel in the new window. And it does. Awesome. Now we then need an icon. And we can put it in an icons folder. Steal it, the OG Maghrib's concept we have here. So the YouTube icon, here, and create a source icons. It does have a fill of current color, so it should respect whatever the text is already. It doesn't have like those viewbox. And I have run through SVG or MG. It's kind of but we will be running the SVG imports through SVG Go. So in theory, you don't have to do this. So if you have a designer that puts things in a Figma, puts the icons in Figma, you can just download them from there, paste them in, and then the importer should do the work for you. So, something that works in Create React app is that you can do something like import YouTube or import YouTube as a React component or import React component as YouTube icon or whatever. But it's not gonna work in Next.js, I don't think. I'm trying to think if we have a redirection here. Let's do this next, the target mode. And it looks like they have this at path alias, so which gets you source. So if I do at icons YouTube SVG, that should be something. But I can only imagine that this is gonna be maybe an image component or a link based into your image component. So let's see what this is. the YouTube icon is indeed an object. Kinda stringified it. Let's JSON stringify it to see what it has. So by default, Next.js will treat an import as an image. It will give you a source where you can pass it into the image component, the Next.js image component, the height and width dimensions, and that's cool if you're using images, but we don't want to import our SVGs as images because then you lose the ability to call them and you lose their infinite scalability. So to import it as an SVG, we're going to bring in a tool that uses SVG Go. We're going to bring in SVGR webpack. Let's bring that up. Then they're saying their config. Next.js config. There you have it, because we are using the experimental up directory and type routes. But we also want the webpack config. And then, as far as I understand it, it will handle SVG at URL the same if you import it with the magic $URL suffix, just in case we really want to import it as an image. But if not, then it's going to use the SVGR webpack. Again, it's going to say do not handle SVGs the vanilla way, Next.js does. And with that, it makes sense that this would be imported as a component. So we can start the server, because that sometimes used to happen when you change the server, the Next.js config. Doesn't like it. So it should be able to hit the SVGR webpack here, but it doesn't. Let's try to hunt it down manually. So we are in the header now, up directory, one more up to the icons. It doesn't like it. It was saying that it would work in this case. I wonder if we do the $URL, it will bring it in as it did before. It will handle as before the $URL. When it's SVG, it seems that it doesn't apply here. Am I using so from a Typescript component, let's see, do this. Did bring in SVGR webpack, right? What happens if we don't do this anymore? Interesting. let's try again. Yeah, it still doesn't like it. What am I doing in the OG repo? I'm using Next.js. Interesting. I'm using Next.js. How up to date is this? So before switching to the new stuff, let's see if we can use it with TurboPack instead. So I will run this server with Turbo, and instead of doing this webpack config, I should be able to add the Turbo flag and this Resolve alias. I can only imagine it's gonna look more like this. You can see that the SVG loader that I want to use is gonna be like this. First, let's try to use it like this. So folders, but instead of MTX, we want SVG. We want the SVG to be handled by SVGR webpack. Will that be any better? Loading. Right. It did something. Let's restart the server again. So interestingly, it still imports it as an image. So at least we haven't broken it, I suppose. But what if I add like a component here just to highlight I want to import it as a React component. So if I add component here, spell it correctly. It still imports it as before. Oof. The wrong system. It's in the experimental. I did see this quite a few times. Let's start again. .svg. Is that the framework? Let's just Examples. Oh, these examples, they even have turbo price set up to have this CSS which is exciting. Is it just the turbo lag make it work? They import that component to make sure it works. Very important. That's it. From just looking at the code, it doesn't look like they're doing like anything crazy. Lots of things are things and it still works. Ah, they are passing the dust. Oh, I see. So, yes. NPM. That's so they don't support type routes with turboback, which is fair enough. Let's see for now. Let's see if the server will start now. All right. So let's import this. to no turbo pack, and yes to the type routes. But that means, let's see if next SVG not that one. Next is VCR. Published 4 years ago. Looks great. We'll try it again. The definition of insanity. But it's because it doesn't have the server components. Search, I can't really find something about the webpack config. Libraries makes it to be the latest version, sure. What does that config look like? scene look like? Have the next one here. Webpack, great. Where is it? Ah, interesting. It's not a method anymore. Here we go. So this is claiming the same way. This totally
I've had this vision. I've had this vision. I've had this vision.
Webpack 5. It says it's on compiled. Webpack 5. Which version did you get? Let's see, Webpack 7. Right, so there is the image loader here, which may be the one that we don't want to target. It has like this role for like references and stuff.
I've had this vision.
And instead of use, it says loader in here. I wonder if that's without passing options. So if we say here loader, let's make things any better. So that's just no. loader like this. As an array. Right? It's trying to do something. Alright, so the existing one it mutates and not suit SVGs. While it's adding a new one that only tests for SVGs, but only if they have the resource for URL. Right, at least we know what the resource is. But our other thing, hopefully that not thing works. It's not a URL, this is the loader, and then you can pass options, I guess. It's the empty options subset, maybe you like that better. Seems fine, but it's not it's not captured Alright. Without the issue, it seems it's running through. Interesting. So, did bring it in. Maybe because things like Modit or Hunt. Didn't quite work. Yes, we did it. All right. So what was the problem? It's textual, but this shouldn't be used. Should be loader. The option suggests we don't need to pass, but we pass it here. And we don't want to say only if this has to be a Typescript or JavaScript file. I guess that was what it had before. So for this one, this should not be CSS. If you're trying to use this particular CSS, this looks like this. And alright, I don't know what I'm doing here. Here in the header, I want to pass this class of W8 with 8, and then it will respect that. Great. And the hover will not work. Will it work if I pass the hover, emphasis hover? Yeah, and gets color and transitions nicely. Alright, we made it work in the end. So I'll need to apply to that comment. 2 weeks ago, we'll get here, help the community, keep something back. In the meantime, let's add Discord. Also, not real TypeScript problem, but it doesn't know what this is. But we'll want to define it as something that's going to be easier. For that, see if we have any TypeScript definitions. Yeah, no further thoughts here, but in my YouTube video, where we're saying that anything we import from anything.svg should be React function component with SVG attributes. So now I think if we find this file first, source, yes, if we define first what if we added a second? Or first, let's say anything that's in source icons star, as we say. Alright, so it knows now that it's this. Carousel format icons, but what if we specific then config. If I add it after the next env, is it gonna work? Nah, it's not. So I will add it first and make it more specific. Just for now, that it's gonna be at icons, like this using I've also seen people try to import it with like component. Import the React component. It's maybe fine. Okay, we'll do this for now. Now it knows that this is a React component. And now we can import our Instagram and Discord components. A link to the project. And a link to the gam. Some fun videos and the some time that was uploaded. had our Playwright tests, which I do have on the regular brands that are supposed to check for all the links that they're working to the navigation tests. They wouldn't be able to click these because they're not accessible. I don't want them. So let's SVGs don't have titles. So let's see if we can actually pass the title option. He didn't. Yeah, actually did. So now if we had the player that's trying to find Instagram and click on it and see if we get to my Instagram page, it would be accessible because this now has a title. That's better than using area label, which I was using. I am using it makes it accessible, but you shouldn't be adding area labels in everything. Cool. So if I can yeah, all these things should work. You'll be able to click on them. Playwright, system link, not working. So nice. Nice weather effect as well. And you may want to copy all of these wholesale for the footer. SVG Go, and run it through those options, but I think we can make it remove the width and height manually. Doesn't it feel needs to be current color? I guess at this point check what the link to the Discord was. Before we forget. So now with the set width height, you can see that it's 24 pixels. It's not that different to what we wanted, but if we wanted like even smaller, you can see that it cuts a little bit because the width of the containing element is going to be smaller than the width of the SVG, and so because it has the width height attributes. To get around that, you can pass an option to SVG and webpack. It seems to be the dimensions pose. So if we reload, you can see that now the SVG is not going to have width and height, which means it will try to take whichever height we specify for our Tailwind class. Which we do want to be having some, I suppose, maybe even smaller. Yes, that's the problem with mixing and matching where we get the icons from. There's some consistency if you have a design that good. That's good. Apologies for that. Thank you, Falcon, for letting me know. Should be alright now, just a pleasant background music. So, what are we gonna do next? We've done the icons. They are imported with some TypeScript support, so long as you import from @icons. I think that's it, and we did find out that it doesn't quite work with TurboPack, even though they do say in the docs that it does. So next thing, I think, would be to take a sip of coffee and go to do the typing animation. In the original site, I do have this fade into new things that supposedly I am, and indeed I am. I think I'm many things other than like a YouTuber or principal software engineer. So we'll be trying to do the same effect, but we'll actually be doing the typing effect from this video, because I think that's way cooler thinking about it. So I'll be giving it a go. Talking about this, we've talked about the video where we do this a bit more quickly. We've debugged why SVG and webpack doesn't quite work. Typescript support does not work with TurboPack. All that's left is doing the typing animation. So let's do that. Maybe mention normal console logs, do a commit for and even though with our setting these do get stripped, I just like for consistency's sake to remove them. Cool. So, type an animation. I do believe we have a hero component, and I'm thinking because this is a server component, I guess it's not gonna hot reload. And we may want to make this looks kinda good. I guess maybe it needs to be a bit deeper green. We'll figure it out. And we'll want this area to be like typing, like start with P, green, like type it out nicely with maybe a hovering cursor in the end. Till we get there, like YouTuber. Which I think we're gonna do with timeouts. Like, feel free to have a look at my video on how I did it way back then. I think it's gonna be sweet. But for us, let's say that we have some state. Let's have an array of things. And things are gonna be metals. It's gonna be YouTuber. So here would be able to say, return me the first title. Like this. And then it switches to the other one, but it does a nice typing animation to switch in between those. maybe quite neat. So what are we gonna have here? We are gonna use state for sure. But if we're gonna use state, this is gonna be this will need to be a client component. Interesting. So maybe this is gonna stay as it is, and then we're gonna have like a type in TSX component. Which is just gonna return A and then strong, or maybe like a span. Let's put it in a span. Nah, no span. Let's see if that works. We'll call this type in. And I believe we need to use client here. Like this. Form event here. Because here we want to use state. Let's set the selected title index to 0, and then access the titles selected title index, and use that in our hero component. Cool. Hey Falcon, in the chat, you're saying, after helping me with the music, and I really appreciate that, you're saying even more nice words. You was last live and you told yourself that I have a lot to give, and luckily you found me live. Give me your questions. Maybe we'll cover them next time. Maybe we'll cover them now. Please let me know. Were you searching for Next.js or Next.js 13 and that sort of thing, and you got here? I'd love to know. So, in the meantime, do we want to have like a cool cursor effect? Maybe not yet. We want to introduce even more state. Let's say maybe this one is going to be typed length. Set typed length, and that also starts as 0. And I'm thinking that maybe we can slice this from 0 to the typed length. So now it's going to have 0 letters, but then it's going to have like 1 letter, and then it's going to have 2 letters, and then it's going to have 5 letters, blah, blah, blah. Cool. And then, in order for that to happen, we want to have a use effect, because we do want a side effect. And then we can set a timeout. And say that every 100 milliseconds, which can be like a random range, like plus, minus something. Let's say max typing speed. Max typing mess 100, and use that for now. And then on the timeout, we want to set typed length to be length plus 1. And we also want to clear the timeout to not have infinite amount of timeouts if users navigate to a different page. Const timeout doesn't really matter. And then to clean up after ourselves in use effects, we return a method to run when the component unmounts or when the use effect changes. This use effect should never change, I guess. Maybe it can change when yeah, it can actually happen every time the typed length changes, now that I think about it. So you can see it's starting to add letters, but it will never remove them because we never do that. And I guess we'll need to affect this to take care of this. First, when we go up to the maximum, then we want to start removing letters. So what should we call this? We can call it like typing state. It's a typing state, use state typing, and we can even have typing state, which can be typing, deleting, and pause probably for the future. So you're either adding letters or removing them, and we can tell React and Typescript that this is going to have only one of those values. And I guess we can say that if the typing state, maybe we can do a switch case. No, sorry. We want to say here that if the typed length, or what, I'm not sure. What do we want to do here? I want to do a check of which, if the length of this is the length of the selected word, then we've typed everything. So we may want to do something else. So let's check. So const if typed length equals title, select the title index length. So if it's the same, then we can say that the typing state, set typing state to post. On the timeout, I'm not sure of that. Maybe we do want the switch case here. So switch on the typing state and say case type in. If we're on the typing state, we do want to keep adding letters. We are on the deleting state. We definitely want to be removing letters. And if we are in the both state, maybe the default state, we don't want to do anything. Maybe if we are on the post state. So should this be on an interval? Probably not. Type length +1 equals the length of the string of the title. Then we also want to set the typing state to post, let's say. And let's say post the mess. Let's wait for 1 second with a whole word. Because in here we do want to say for post, just set a timeout to set the typing state to deleting. After post the mess. And we'll have to figure out how to clean up this timeout. We'll figure it out. If we're in deleting state, type length -1 equals 0, then we can go back to typing. All right. And here we don't do anything. How does this affect things? Well, it did something. Starts from 0 somehow. So our typing state should be this. This should also run with the typing state and select the title index. And should it be on a timeout? I think it shouldn't. but I'm not sure. So this checks the typing state. We should be in this state, and then the typed length should be +1. Ah, we're not returning. Whoops. Yeah, that should do it. That should do something. I don't know if it's gonna do it. So we should be getting into this case, and then we should be doing the set typed length to be this. But then just grasses. Oh no, it works. I don't know why it was. It works perfectly. Just that the server wasn't working, I guess. So it pauses for like a second, which may be too much. Maybe half a second is better. All right. But what we want to do, I guess here, when we've deleted everything, we want to set the selected title index to be selected title index +1 as well. And then it will go to the next one. But then, we don't have enough. So the next title index should be if this is defined, then to make it be select title index +1, or then you cycle through to 0. So now it should go to Principal Software Engineer, and then it should go back to YouTuber. Maybe not. Ah, because I forgot to use it here. Whoops. Nice. All right, so this works. And I'm not sure about like setting this timeout all the time. Who should be setting these timeouts? I'm not sure about that. But we'll factor it. So, yeah, in that video from 1 year ago, kind of popular, maybe almost 2 years ago, actually, July 2021, lockdown times, I do make like a quick mention about the size of the packages that do have the typing animations here. That's why I wanted to inspire others to do it themselves. But having a library supporting it is a lot of work. So if you kind of know how it's done, I think you should be able to do it. But of course, if I have the time, I would love to have my own library that does this. Anyway, my question is, all this logic, sometimes it's setting a timeout, sometimes it's not. It's the use effect that it's setting and deleting the timeouts. Should it be a bit different? Should we have a handler? It will be create next timeout, I guess. Or not sure. So create next timeout, my idea here. Which takes maybe nothing, but has the switch state. That's the big thing it has. And then returns the timeout, I suppose. So in the typing case, I want to return a timeout which does all those things. And then similarly, in the deleting case, a timeout that does all of those things. We can have a deleting MS as well. Delete a bit faster than you type. And in the post state, we return this timeout. And I want this method because then in the use effect, I can actually say that the timeout I want to clear is whatever create next timeout returns, and then I can clear it with no problem. I guess I would want to pass these parameters here. Pass them all in. So the effect will run whenever we want it. So now it should work the same, but if we go to the about page, we should be clearing the timeout just fine. While before, depending on which state we were on, like if we were in the post state specifically, we wouldn't be clearing this timeout, which is not the end of the world because it's just the one timeout we have in space, but hey, you can always do better. All right, so for the funsies, let's do a number between range and get the random value. Something that I've definitely done many times, but not recently. You can tell when a Stack Overflow answer is like super old when it tells you to override like the global objects. So let's say max is this and fastest is this. Just to add a bit of flavor on the typing. Alright, so now the typing should be a bit less predictable. Is that good? Is that bad? Not really. Either way. Not really good, not really bad. Just adds a bit more flavor. I don't think it makes it feel like it's like thank you or something. I think it would be more important to make sure that this doesn't fly up when we get to a new line. So how would we do that? Done. Yeah, that doesn't look great on every resolution, but hey. So maybe we can actually apply this on this screen size. Maybe it looks fine. Not sure. I will think about it and retry. But what I do want is have a little cursor at the end. And to do that, we can have a pseudo element here. And to do an after pseudo element with Tailwind, it's gonna be that after something, column after. That's right. So we've added that little star. But maybe we want to add that little pipe. Looks kind of nice to me. All we need is to make it blink. Or maybe we do want absolute positioning. Or maybe relative position, and after just trying to think, how do I make it closer to the letters? Oh, they've added a margin left. Yeah, that's better. All we need is to make it blink. We have an example for blink. Tailwind? No? Is they steal it from another place. So they have this section in Tailwind where you can add your own animations. Let's do exactly that. So go to our Tailwind config, indeed, extend keyframes and add like a blink. And what we actually do for blink is going to be different than the example, but we'll make it work. And then animation is going to be blink. But what we'll actually be doing, I'll need to go to yet another repo. I think we did this in the Hello There app. And here, I created the blink animation here. So we're just playing with opacity. This makes sense. So instead of transform, we're playing with the opacity value. It has to be blink. The opacity value gonna go between 1 and 0, but the animation style, I think we played around and found linear infinite to be nice. Oh, that makes much sense. So it's the animation timing function that was tricky. Can we set the animation timing function in a different way? Yeah, that would work. All right, so let's see. We have added this animation just for the fans. Can add the animate bounce. On the after element. Which should work. Maybe it needs a position, but blink should also work. Alright, so blink is working, the one we defined right now, but I don't like how it's doing that soft effect. And we can resolve that with the animation typing function, which we called, well, it's called animation timing function. But can you add it in like a shorthand? All right, sweet. So we can add it at the end. So can we just add here our Tailwind config infinite steps 1. Doesn't quite work. But I wonder why. Not the infinite thing. Right, so instead of linear, we want one of those. I'll just jump start here. So instead of linear, I want steps 1. All right, we got it. So keep doing it forever, and it kind of blinks in between the states. So it never tries to ease or do whatever in between the values we have configured. So it's not gonna go in between the values 1, 0. It's gonna step from 1 to 0 discretely. This, I guess, is kind of cool. Like you could do more stuff of where it only blinks when you're deleting, or it only blinks when it's pausing. So you may not even see it. But I think that'd be quite cool. So maybe the slightest touch. No one will notice this. But we can say that only if the current state is paused, then add this, or else add nothing. Alright, so now you can just about see it blinking during the pause state, which may mean that we can like wait, allow people to read the whole thing a bit more. And it will blink. Maybe have it wait for like a second and a half. I think having it blink makes people more likely to wait for something else to happen. All right. So I am wondering, like, why didn't the bounce work? Maybe it needs like a block style element. Thanks. I do like this one. And from the other repo, I don't remember what I named my titles. Did I have a something role? Let's copy all of them. And I do have the article in it. You could do something where you check if the next word you're about to write does have the same letters, and start from there. We may do it like that. We may do it like that. Let's see. So we'll call this titles. Now we have many. How can we get the AN or A out of there? I love my time at Supla, but we did leave. So we could say get the prefix and the role, and the rest is gonna be the rest of the word, I guess. If we split on the space, that should kind of work. So here we want the prefix with a space, and then this should be the role sliced to the type length. Will this work? Let's see. Not quite. Guess we want to join. This is the role parts. The role is gonna be role parts join. All right. We're not deleting enough, unfortunately. I want to scan for like either A or AN. Would it be easier to have something that checks whether something is a vowel or not? Maybe. I'm just making it harder for myself. Probably. Just something I want to be a different color. That makes it kinda trickier, but not really. And I would like to shuffle this I guess at the beginning we can do this. But so prefix should be sliced, I guess. And then this you should subtract however big the prefix is. Because we've typed it already. But we can say only if this is bigger than 0, use it. Or else just use 0 and don't type anything. Alright, so we managed to get to the A. Yeah, looks right. So what else? What do we want? I think this may be too confusing, but we'll see. I can review all the things that I have here elsewhere. Let's Stack Overflow an array shuffle, or maybe GitHub Copilot can do it for us. No GitHub Copilot help? I'm disappointed. GitHub Copilot. Shuffle array. I like the one which says the Fisher-Yates. Yes, shuffle. And it does mutate the given array. So we can do that to not mutate the given array, even though we don't really need it. Oh, I just want a random number. Maybe not. What do I want? I'm not sure. Do I want yet more state? Const shuffled titles. And instead of titles, wherever we're doing this, we can use the shuffled titles instead. I didn't like that, so maybe we won't be doing it. Maybe it gets given the titles. I think that makes a bit more sense. So instead of doing this, we can say that this takes props, takes an title prop, gets the titles from here, find the props. And that's cool. Not because it will break the app, but because we can go to the hero component and pass in the titles to here. And then we can start with a different one every time. So you get a bit of randomization. If you visit the site again and again, you'll see something different probably. And we can have a separate file for the titles. It's because it's so long. All right, sweet. I need to review what titles I've actually added here. And I think in the next episode, we may be doing the infinite carousel. We'll definitely having some more sections in this page and be done with this main page, because then I want to move on to doing the markdown stuff, the blog stuff, and then we can actually switch out my current site with this one, because I do want people to be able to look at the code more easily without going into branches and seeing, hey, this is how I do it now with Next.js 13. I don't think I will have the contact form as an MVP. We may do it later. We may use a database for that. Maybe we'll be using the new Vercel integration, the Vercel storage solution, the Postgres database they bring in with that SAS I wasn't aware of, but I'm sure it's quite cool. But yeah, I won't be adding the milestones anymore. Blog, update it every once in a while, not that often, but maybe the focus should be more on the YouTube videos for sure, because the videos and the streams spend a lot of time on. I think they're quite cool, should promote them more, but we should have a section like this, like something cool here. All right, I think that's gonna be it. We didn't leave any console logs here, did we? I did say, what if we didn't want to delete everything and wanted to start writing like a bit later? I guess, what's this? So what was I saying? If we want to delete only up to the point where we need to, so if one of the roles or whatever the A needs to stay, can stay, then we could do a check to see we can create this in the use effect. Fair enough. Titles shouldn't change since it's from the props, right? They're not quite working, so I must have missed something. Well, this is kind of fine. Pretty is not quite working for me, which usually means that I have a parsing error. It doesn't look like I do. Oh well. Interesting. Format on save seems enabled. Oh well, I'll get to the bottom of it. What I was trying to say is that we can have a look into when we stop deleting, I guess. And what would we be doing? So maybe we want to check the next word to see if it's the same here. So instead of reaching to 0, index 0 for the word, did we reach the common place for them? So maybe const next typed length. is this. Next type length is this. And then we can check whether this is equal to this. So the current title that we've typed is equal to the next title that we're gonna type. Then we can switch. But of course, I'm gonna do this check first. Check it here. All right, will it work? So it should go at the very least up to the A. Didn't, not quite. So what's the check again? Of course, the slice needs to start from 0. Forgot. 0 up to however much we have. Should be better. Cool. So it goes up to the A or up to the AN, and if it happens to start with like a G, or if you have another graph one, it should go up to there. So the part of the word we've currently typed versus the part of the next word, if they also happen to be the same, you can go right to type in the next word. That's my reasoning. And yeah, you can't go to the pausing state after you've deleted, but maybe that's not as fun. Maybe we should be doing this check right after this happens. If we put it into the method here, no, it's not gonna happen afterwards. So maybe we can do the check here. So if we're deleting, we can do check. Check the next title index. Is this or this? Slice to typed length instead. And the next one to typed length instead. And switch to the typing state instead of deleting. So we don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. We actually do this. Any better? Yeah, so it never eats into the space in between, which is good. Unless it needs to write the N. Makes sense. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm over engineering it with every step, so I will call it now. And do I have a format script? I do. Let's run it. So I'm here. Must make it exclude the .next files. But hey, everything formatted, everything still works. I think that's gonna be it for this episode and this stream. Let's see how far we can get in the next one. We did this. Analytics is gonna be fast, so I'll only do this before go live. I think we may be able to make it with the workable design for the main page. I'm confident we can do it. Will we do Markdown? I think that'd be cool, because then we may have like a legit reason to actually use the Vercel storage stuff that we talked about. But maybe on Friday I will be using Vercel KV, which is for key value, so it's the Redis one. So Friday for this Velkit app, the Hello World one, the Hello There app, we are using AppStats, which Vercel is using behind the scenes for this. So we may use it on Friday still. If not, next Tuesday, maybe we will use their Postgres solution. And yeah, if we do the Markdown stuff, I will use it with MDX Remote, even if I'm gonna do like local Markdown, because I know that lots of people use Next MDX Remote with local Markdown files or with CMSs, and I know people want to see it, so we'll give it a crack and see how it goes. Hopefully on Tuesday, but maybe next Tuesday. Depends how fast we do the workable design. I'll come prepared to crack it out quickly and move on to the fun stuff. I think that's gonna be it for today. I can hear my puppy well taken care of by my partner today. I could hear her being served some food and treats and doing some training, so all good. But I do miss the puppy. I do need to check up on her, so we'll do that. Thanks again everyone for watching, especially Falcon in the chat. You were really helpful in the beginning with the music. Apologies for not setting down to begin with, but you helped making me audible. And for your company, for sure, even if you're not in the chat, like it makes me feel good that I do this work and some people casually have it on the side, maybe listening, or maybe in the future you are coming in, tuning in to find how to do SVG icons in the new way with Next.js 13. That's gonna be it for today. Thanks again. Have a lovely week. Maybe see you on Friday for Svelte stuff. Maybe see you next Tuesday for Next.js stuff. Have a lovely day.